I can show you the formula. The real formula is very long and complicated. Right. I'm the only person that can give that formula, write it down on the board now. Nobody that I know can do it, but it's not necessary. There you have it. Okay. Obviously, there are other nice things in Excel, which is also very good. Like for instance, goal seed. Do you know what goal seed is? Okay. Let's say in A7, cell A7, you know where the line and the row cross. There you put in 10%. Alright? So there you don't have to put 10%, you put A7 there. Right? You are all with me on Excel on this? So that is, you put in there, in A8 you put the years, and the years are 20. So there you put A8 times 12, because that's the number of months. Okay? And then you don't put capital there. You put the capital here in A9 equals 1 million rand. You put 1 million there in A9. So then you say A9. So this thing now, let's say this one is in, this thing is in A10. Let's say it's A10. So now you can say, work out for me the payment, that one, if you want, or work out the payment of 12,000 rand and determine for me that. Work out for me the payment for, at the interest rate of, what interest rate will the payment be 10,000 rand with 100,000 rand with a R1 million capital, what will the interest rate be? When a person wants to buy a property, there are many things that's important. Understand the investor goals against the one-time buyer. The one-time buyer, you know, it's the biggest transaction for them, and they want to have a place that's near the schools, near the hospital, near the work, near friends, have an aesthetic look, maybe whatever. The investor look at it differently. They want to see what is the return on investment. So the person that you're talking to, your client, you must know what client he is. What does he think? What's going on in his head? You must try and understand that. I have 2 pages here that I want to read to you of questions that you should ask a person that's your client, to understand what's going on in his head. And when I read that to you, you will see, you know, I thought it's easy to be an agent. Actually, it is easy. What I'm saying is, you must, when you get hold of a person that wants to buy something, you must understand what he wants, because it could be so different. You think that he wants this, but it's not that. So you must try and be on his wavelengths. Obviously, a lot of things are important. Cash flow. You don't want to sell something to a guy and you know that 3 months or 6 months down the line he won't be able to afford it. So you must kind of do those checks for him. Location matters. I mean, look, there are properties everywhere, and there are properties in good places and bad places and so on, but maybe somebody don't have an option, they must buy at a bad place, according to you. But according to him, he's near the school, or he's near his work, or he doesn't need a car, or he can afford it, whatever. So there are Location is important, but what is important in location for your client? That's important. By the way, when I buy properties, or when I buy my own house, I like to buy a place where when you go to work or go out in the hurry, you must turn left and left and left. It's easy. If you have to turn right, it takes a lot of time. So if you must go to your work, you must turn right and turn right. And it's difficult. When you come in home, you can take more time, then you can turn right. So I like, when I buy a place, when I go out, I must turn left and left and left. Silly, eh? When I buy my house, I don't want the electricity pole in my driveway or near my driveway. You're gonna bump your car there one day. So I don't want to buy a house like that. I want to buy a house for myself which is level. Because one day I will be old, and 20 years ago the house we are staying in is level. There are no stairs, there are 2 stairs from the garage to the house, but I mean, there are virtually no stairs. So things like that could be very important for the single buyer, but there are other things. By the way, if I talk too fast, tell me, or if I talk too slow or too soft, whatever. Okay, so if you are an investor, I have certain rules for properties that I buy. I've learned it the hard way. I don't buy houses anymore. Why? Because you, the owner, are responsible for the roof, the exterior, the garden, the perimeter wall. If you have a flat, it's only the inside. You pay a levy for that, but you pay a levy and you don't worry about the exterior, you don't worry about the motorcade, you don't, and so on. So when I, as an investor, buy, you have your bond originators in place, Michael? Yes, and so on, so that's nice. One that you can trust, one that understands how bonds are working and how to calculate those things and so on. Well, if you have a good bond originator, probably you don't have to do all those things yourself. Remember, there are tax considerations as well. If you buy as an investor in a trust, you pay 45% tax from the word go on any income. If you are a PTY Ltd, a private company, then you pay 27% maximum tax. If you're an individual person, then you pay anything from 0% up to, I think, 45%, depending on where in the category you fall. By the way, if you buy investment properties, rather don't buy it in your own name, because if you die, that bond must be ended. You know, if you buy it in a trust or in a company, then that bond can continue. But because the new owners will see to that and so on. And but if you have it in your own name and you still owe money, that bond must be wound down, must be closed, and so on. Okay. Yes.
When you pass away, that bond doesn't get settled by insurance. That's if you do have insurance.
That is, if you have insurance, yes. You can get a bond without the insurance. You can get it at another place, but yes, then you must just tell the people who are buying from you, please get that insurance. Yes. Normally the proper investors want to save money, so they will go to another insurer, hopefully where they can get it a bit cheaper, and so on. Maybe one big one is cheaper than paying everyone separately, and so on. So I have a few property investment tips. That is, as if you are an investor, you must set your goals and ask yourself, when is enough enough? Do you want 10 flats, if you want to buy yourself, do you want 10 flats, do you want 20 flats, do you want 30 flats? Where do you stop? Or are you just going to continue? And just be careful not to overextend yourself, that your gearing is too high. If something bad happens, you can lose everything. And I nearly did. Once I had more than double the properties that I have now, but I'm still happy where I am. I'm better off than a lot of other people. You must understand the time value of money. Do you understand the time value of money? Do you know this concept? 10 Rand now is not the same as 10 Rand 10 years from now, right? That 10 Rand will have much less value 10 years from now. The same way, 10 years ago, 10 Rand was much more than 10 Rand now. A loaf of bread, I think, now is 20 Rand. Okay, so 20 Rand. How much was it 10 years ago? 10 Rand. 6 Rand. You see, so 6 Rand, that value is equal to the value of 20 Rand now. So the value of money actually deteriorates, it goes down, they call it inflation, but it becomes worth less over time. So if you bought your house 20 years ago for 300,000 and it's R1 million worth now, your value didn't increase. What I mean is, when you bought your house 20 years ago for 300,000 Rand, let's say one bread was 1 Rand, you could have bought 300 loaves of bread. Today, with the 1 million Rand, you can probably also only buy 300,000 loaves of bread. The value of money deteriorates over time. You must just understand that concept. Okay. Once again, make the sum, make the calculations, make sure you and or whoever can afford this. What's the impact of interest rates? If you're a property investor, it's a lonely job. You don't have friends. Well, you have maybe friends who are also property investors, but normally you sit at your desk and you work and you talk to your agents and your letting agents and your maintenance people and so on, but it's not a lot of interaction like you have as an agent now here in this office on the daily in the daily matter or so. Okay, a lot of extra things here. Don't worry about poor financial decisions in the past. You cannot do anything about it. Just try and learn and don't do it again. So now this is more for the investor. Don't be emotionally involved in your properties. If you buy a property as a property to let out, to rent out, don't get emotionally involved in that thing. You shouldn't worry about its color. You should worry about the essential things. The doors must be working, the taps mustn't leak, the electricity must be spotless and so on. The floor must be livable. But if there's one or two nails in the wall, I don't mind. Some of my friends, they do mind. They make it perfect every time when somebody leaves a property. On emotional as well, if you buy a flat, you and your wife or you and your husband, and you stay here in town, and then after 10 years you decide now you want to buy a home because you have children and so on, you're going to keep that as a property investment. Ooh, that's a bad thing, because you're emotionally involved with that flat. You know where you've put a nail, you know what you've done and so on, and later on you get there and just sell everything. I don't want to have anything to do with property investment. That's what happens to a lot of people. So if you move from one property to another, that one, to keep it as an investment property, it's a dangerous thing for yourself. Well, obviously you can't, if you're a property investor, you can't do everything yourself. You must delegate. You must delegate some work to a maintenance guy. I do my payments myself, and also for the levies, also for the payments, also for the rates and taxes and so on. So normally at month end I'm quite busy. I don't have time then to look, are the tenants still in my flats, or have they moved out during the night or so? So I have a letting agent who do those kind of things. So you must let some things go. You can't hold control of everything yourself. But now you must check them, that they do their work again. So if it was easy, everybody would have done it. It's not easy, but it is an option. Maybe if I had to start all over again, I'll go into shares. I don't know. All right. So create your own rules when you buy properties, like I've mentioned. Read. Read Honest Dreyer's books, read Coetzee books, read other books on properties. Try and understand what's going on. Play on AI, ask them questions which you find here or encounter here. Ask them, and maybe you might be amazed of what answers you get. So I have that list of qualifying questions, as I mentioned it, which I have here. I want to read it to you, but before I get there, I also want to tell you something else. There are 7 reasons why people buy property or sell property. 7 reasons. The first one is personal reasons. There could be personal reasons like lifestyle changes, relocations, you've got another job at another place, you're getting divorced, or you just have a desire to change. There's personal reasons. Then there are financial reasons. You cannot afford it anymore, or you can afford much more now. The third one is market-related reasons. There are favorable market conditions. You can buy a nice place at a good price now at another place or so. There are situational factors like inheritance or job changes or health issues, or you can't walk on the stairs anymore, or family needs, you need more rooms for your children. So situational reasons. External factors like the neighborhood changed, you don't like the neighborhood anymore, so you need to make a change. Investment decisions, for one or other reason you don't want to be invested in a certain area anymore, so that's a reason. Or emotional or physiological reasons why you want to go to another place, or why you want to buy another property. Now, I have this list of qualifying questions. Now, these are the questions that you should talk to the person over the phone, or actually there are so many questions, maybe it's better if you can meet them in person to talk to them about all these things, because remember, you want to start to know what's going on in his head. Oh yes, and maybe the last thing before I do that. Each one of you, I don't know how it works with you, do they have a certain area where they sell in, or do they sell in all areas? Certain area. Let me call that area which is allocated to you your farm. You must know your farm. You must at least know which streets are there. You must know whether it's a fantastic area or a subdued area, or an area where there are bus routes or not bus routes, where the hospitals are, where the schools are. You must know those kind of things, because that's your area you are working in, so you must be knowledgeable in your farm, on your farm. Let me put it like that. Okay. So, obviously, you must be enthusiastic and start with, hello sir, or hello madam, or whatever. Oh yes, and if I refer to him or he, I mean both sexes, all right? So then you must be nice and say, this is Lodewyk, who am I speaking to? May I ask who am I speaking to? Can I have the opportunity to schedule a meeting with you? I will call you back. What is your phone number? You know, if you can get in contact with him again, that's very important. So get that contact number. Needs and features. Let me just pick up my other glasses. What type of accommodation do you prefer? That's an important question for you. Do you often entertain guests? Do you prefer a house with a view, close to schools, entertainment facilities, or any specific things? Why do you need a fourth bathroom? A fourth bedroom, or a study? Or why do you need a double garage if they say that? Maybe they just say that, maybe it's not a real need, but maybe it could be important. Would you like to buy a place which needs restoration, or must the place be already spick and span? Remember, you have your list of properties that's available. By the way, if the interest rates goes up, the sellers can't sell because there's no buyers. When the interest rates goes down, the sellers don't want to sell because they see it's lucrative for them, but now the people can afford it. So it's a very difficult cyclical thing in which you are involved. What feature of a house would you find irresistible? If you know that, maybe you can give that specific house to him that has this feature. What houses have you already seen? And what did you like about them, and what did you not like about it? And if you like the house, why didn't you bought that house? Try and understand what's going on in this person's head. How many members are in your household? I mean, how can you sell something to somebody if you don't know how many kids are there, or how many people, or mothers and fathers, staying with him? Has any specific advertisement caught your attention? How do you know? How did you get reach of me? What specific caught your attention in the advertisement? What features of a house is non-negotiable? If it's not there, the guy don't want to buy it. So you must know what's going on in his head. About the neighborhoods, do you need to be close to a bus route, workplace, hospital? What neighborhood do you like the most, and why? Are there family in that area? Are there friends in that area? Where do you want to live? Do you know anybody else who is living there already? I mean, just talk to the guy and try and understand. Financing, what price range do you have in mind? Do you have a property at the moment that you must sell before we can clinch this deal? Or is this your first buy? What can you afford? What's your salary? Well, you can't normally ask that directly, but if you get that information, you can determine that. Are you eligible for a subsidy from your employer or not? If you made an offer today, will it be subject to the sale of another property? How much are you willing to spend on your dream house? I mean, you know, you must try and get this information out of the guy. What bond would you need? How much cash do you have to buy your property? If you find the right property today, what is the maximum you would be able to pay? Under what conditions would you buy? Or are there still approval from your employer or something like that? Is there anybody else that you must speak to before you can buy? Maybe your dad or your brother or something like that. How would you finance it? Do you have a preference for a specific bank? Do you have a deadline to buy? Is there a certain reason you want to buy? Is there a deadline? Or do we have a lot of time? Do you have to consult anybody else before you buy? How much time do you have to purchase the home? kind of the same question. Where are you currently living? When will you be able to move in if you find the right house? For those driving by a property, you know, people drive past a property, they think it's a fantastic property, but they never stop and go in. So why do they do that? Is there something that they don't like about it? Try and understand what's going on in this guy's head. So, of course, if it's a phone call, you must say, all right, thank you very much. Can I show you a few homes on this date, on that time? Will it suit you? Something like make an appointment, get that commitment. So be enthusiastic. I'm looking forward to meet you. I think I just have the right house for you. In fact, it even has whatever. All right. So that's my speech. Are there any questions? I'm willing to answer and talk and think and discuss.
So,
Yes.
yeah, we appreciate your presentation. What we need most, we cannot jot everything down, but can we have some copies of this presentation so that when we are on our own, we can relax and grab most of the things?
Look, this is my personal notes. So I don't say that is 100% everything. There could be a lot of holes in this, but I don't mind. I can give it to Michael. He can make copies for you, or I can send the
PDF.
I can send the word perfect word file to you, so he can make copies for you.
No problem.
Okay. Because there's a lot of information here.
Yeah.
The problem is that's my income, that's my expenses. I will survive even if it's the same. No, your expenses must be far less. Does that answer your question?
That time to value of money. Can you just explain that concept?
Yes. 2,000 years ago, people had gold. Right. Today, people have gold, maybe in a gold coin or something. Let's say, for instance, you had 1 kilogram of gold 2,000 years ago, if you were alive. You could have bought, let's say, 1,000,000 loaves of bread. If you have 1 kilogram of gold today, what can you buy with it? 1,000,000 loaves of bread. The value of the money the value of gold stayed the same. But the value, that's not the value of money, that's the value of gold. So 1,000 years from now, if you have 1 kilogram of gold and you were alive, you could have bought 1,000,000 loaves of bread. It stays the same. But if you had 10 rand when you were in standard 10 or in high school, how much did it cost to fill up a tank of petrol? Maybe you don't know.
2007, 2008 was 6 rand.
6 rand? 6 rand per litre. So in 2006, it was 6 rand for 1 litre of petrol. Today, it's 22.
22 point something.
So today, 1 litre of petrol is 22 rand. So 6 rand in 2006 is equal to 22 rand today. That is the time value of money. The time value of money, normally, the value of the money deteriorates. It goes backward, it goes down. Sometimes it changed around. That if you have 1 rand today, you can buy less with it today than tomorrow. That's called deflation. Inflation is going down, time value, but normally in South Africa it's going down. So if you have stored 1,000 rand in 2006 somewhere in your cupboard, you could have bought lots of liters of petrol. And you forgot it there, and you take it out today, you can buy much less. So that's the time value of money. There is a thing which they call the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. There's also something which they call the CPIX, the Consumer Price Index excluding certain things. And that actually tells you what is the inflation in South Africa on a monthly basis for the past. So if your salary was 10,000 rand the beginning of last year, if it grows with CPI, and it would be then, let's say, 10,500 rand, you can buy the same amount of things. So the value of money deteriorates. There's a certain value to money at a specific point in time. Any other questions? Yes.
Yes, I see that you've been doing this for a very long time. So, and I'm sure when you started, you were like finding tenants on your own, right?
Initially, yes. Can I just say you, the first property I bought, my first extra property I bought after President Mandela became president. In 1994, after he became president, I bought my first property. Okay, sorry?
Okay, so what I want to know is that when you were finding these tenants, what kind of questions do you ask them so that you determine if this tenant won't give me a problem in terms of paying rent, things like that?
You're now actually asking me about letting agents. I don't want to do it on my own because, you know, there are always clever people that want to take you for a ride. But I will tell them, look, I need to pay my bond. If you don't pay me the end of the month, when you're supposed to be, the next day you're out. I don't want you. Even if I need to get somebody who can come and help you move, he'll take the things and put it on the sidewalk. You don't stay in my place if you don't pay. I mean, come on, what's fair is fair, you know? So that's maybe the first thing. The second thing is I would like a deposit. So if their rent is 5,000 rand, I would like 5,000 rand extra. So that if they don't pay me 1 month, or that I can put them out and have money to repair the place. You see, but there are so many things. This is actually a whole, I'm not prepared on that, and I'm not really a knowledgeable person on that. But there are good letting agents in Pretoria, and there are bad ones in Pretoria. And I myself am at, if you want to know, you can, must I mention? Well, let me don't talk bad about anybody. I was with VIP until 6-7 months ago, and I'm now with Rapid Rentals. They are helpful, they are friendly, they listen to your questions, they try to put you on ease, as other people don't. So, what is with Rapid Rentals, they want to keep their properties in a spick and span condition, so maintenance costs me a lot of money there. But that's difficult. Once again, if it was easy, everybody would have done it. It's not easy. Not easy. Okay. Any other questions?
No, I'm saying so. They are responsible.
Yeah. Michael, questions? Any questions? Any questions? If you have questions which you think of later, put it in writing, give it to Michael, he can email it to me, I'll answer you, and so on. It was, how's the time doing? Quarter to 10, so it's actually very short. Oh, we started early. Okay, I didn't look at the time at all. So, yeah. Well, I can tell you, best of luck with being an estate agent. I've been an estate agent for 3 months. In 1991. I did the board exams. I'm a qualified agent. I know everything. I passed it the first time. I sold only 2 places. The one was about 200,000, the other one about 600,000. In today's value, probably 1,500,000. That's the only, but then I got a good job and then I left and so on.
So you've been at TUT since?
Well, I've been at TUT since 1993. It was actually called T&T at that stage in Shoshanguve. Later on they changed to T&G, Technical Northern Gauteng. Then at end of 98, I left. I went to ABSA for 3 years. I was at ABSA for 3 years until 2002. Then I went back to TUT here. Then it was still Technical Pretoria. And then I was there a year or two, it changed to TUT. So I was a senior lecturer in IT there. I taught project management, business analysis, systems analysis, and even financial management for the IT people. And programming. So since 2006, I'm busy with my own diary. Okay. Thank you very much for inviting me. All right. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sure that we enjoy this section. So we really appreciate your coming this morning, and all of us have learned from the helpful and all what we have. You know, there's one thing I always tell people, that you can't buy experience. You cannot buy experience.
Thank you.
You cannot only grow yourself into any and through one or two things, the job and then things about life, learning, and then you gain from there. So this morning I've been now he tells me about business analysis. That is what I was also thinking. So I'm going to say that with him, and I'll be student to show me how to do business analysis, because honestly certain things help to grow. Marike was here yesterday, he was telling us about lead generation and lead negotiations, what kind of things. So, sir, thank you for coming. We really appreciate you. And we just have a little talking to show you that we love you and we really appreciate for answering our call this morning and to be with us.
What? Wow, thank you very much.
We are going to please sit down. Please sit down. We are still coming. We are still coming. We are still coming. Please sit down. Don't worry. We are still coming. We just have something And I said, no, we can't just allow you to come and then without singing a happy birthday song for you. To make you look more younger inside. And you know, day by day you are growing younger. You know what I mean? So that is all, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Michael, can we get everybody eats a slice of that?
The one else, I'll put it back down.
Yes, but not the one.
That is put it back.
Turns out I didn't
Put it back.
Yeah, it's not even my idea.
Okay. No, just leave that one. Okay, let's set the table. Put it, open it, let's see for him and let's please. Open. Yes, come on, say something here. Or you are shy. You don't want to talk.
We have thanks.
Okay, we're going to stand up. Let's give on to
Yeah, good aside. Guys, good aside.
It's 66, right?
Yes.
66.
Yes.
That's why you hear him. You still have a portfolio of 30 properties. Is it not more than that, sir?
Yes.
30. And he sold a lot. So he's left 30. Just imagine. So I think it's worth emulating. Am I right? Yes. Guys, happy birthday, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Wish
you.
you longevity. What do you have to say?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless 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 you.
He became
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Okay, let's.
Okay. It must be more than 12, right? Pieces for everybody.
No problem, sir. Please,
Must I do it?
Yes. On the count of 1 to 3, then you just call it. 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Everybody, he said you should dismantle the cake. So, some of you that have been saliva has been running since morning. And I'm sure we'll pick up one or two things. With his well of experience, what we have done from the youthful early days of his life. We get some of the things that are now. I know some of us have some questions, general questions about what we do. And honestly, if you can be open up this morning, these sections, let's do some kind of interactive, let's share some ideas with each other. Let's use the remaining time to see how we can impact ourselves with what I know, with what other agents know, with what admin know, with what participants know. So we can be able to gain more insightful things from ourselves. So if you have any questions, please let's ask. They are related to what you do. If I ask you now, what is the process of getting a lead to convert it to sales? How does it go? From getting a lead to converting it to sales. There's a difference between lead and sales. Who knows that? There's a difference between what? Leads and sales. Who's gonna help me? Who's gonna help me? This will talk.
And inquiry, which you say, until say it depends. If that the person called you on the call, and then, or if they inquired, you call them that you see they made an inquiry, you don't for access properties. When are they interested on viewing the property later? Then you ask. It's very important to ask if they're going to be buying good cash or good bond, because I've seen, since I started calling, I've seen that most of them, they want to buy good bond, but they don't know how much they qualify for. They don't even have a bond originator. So if they're going to buy good bond, ask them if they have the originator. If they don't have, you recommend your own to our bond originator again, and then you send the link, and then they see it's very fast actually to see how much they qualify for. And then sometimes, if they qualify for more, you can show them more properties. For example, someone want to buy for 600, but they qualify for 900, and then we have something for 650. You can also show them something for 650.
when it comes from a lead that we do, let's say, we call it live, and then obviously when I ask them, I'm looking to put your property on. And then they say, okay, yes, I'm selling. That's how it's now converted. It's converted from a call into a listing. Basically, it's converted into a listing, and then to take that listing to make it a safe, to take a listing to a safe as well. Now you start with the advertisement, and then you go from the front originator to the active, and then that's how a creative can go from a creative to a listing in the listing.
Why? No, I want you to add to what you have said. That's why I said you want to say something. Tell us what to do from conversion rate from lead to sales. Thank you. That's also
Firstly, I get a listing of office to come. That's when I call, I set an appointment. And then, in that sitting in appointment, I must dress the part. Okay, when I set an appointment, I must be on time. Not like I can say yesterday, must not be late. I must just be on time. And then I introduce myself. I do what I can get to do. Then I take the pictures. Then I go into the office, I check the market, and then if when it comes to negotiating, if the client, the owner says maybe she wants 500,000, and then we don't get along, I tell her that, you know what, we're gonna use your price for maybe 2 weeks, and then if there is no price or nothing, we're gonna use mine and take it from there, and then that's how I do it.
Yeah, I just want to add, offset it. Yeah, actually, what I understand, just like we are as they are giving the presentation, I receive a call. So I have to go out and answer the call. The issue is that when you have a client, you just have to act as a professional when you are addressing them. Even if you are new in the system, you must act as if you are a professional that been in the system maybe 3 or more than some years. So if you build that confidence in you, then you'll be able to convince them that you actually know what you are doing. Like mine, some of the customers, when I call them, some of the clients, when I call them, some will say, send me the details. Some will say, where is the office? Then I answer them. But today, I'm just here. The lady called me. After calling me, then I said, please, I'll get back to you. Then later I get back to call her. So she now said, you have been sending message to me. Because like during the Christmas, I said, Merry Christmas. When it is this New Year, as a compliment of the season, I said it, I end up there. So now she now come that we have not met, that I can see you are. We have been communicating that I have not met you. I want to sell my house. And I say, where? And I say, I said, I know a lot of places you can do, but I don't know the specific house. So he now said, I will send you the details information. And I said, it's fine. So he has sent it, check it. But now, if I want to convert it to sales, like she asked me some questions, which I used my initiative to answer those questions. He said, I'm about to sell my house 850. He said, because I have been proving not of it. And I said, man, I can't deny it. You can sell it whatever you want to sell. But mind you, if we are coming, we have to consider the square meter of the house. And again, mind you, most of people buying these houses, they buy through bond. And there's bank evaluator who will come there and check maybe the price you are selling is what those their clients going to buy. So they have to check it. You cannot just come to now that please around the SS. What is the rates around the house? Houses are different. See, but mostly you can get out of 600, 700. It depends how the building is and the square meters and everything. So that's what I told her. And she now said it's fine. See, he now told me that the sales are in the right place. So they sharp. Say because I spoke with an agent before they called me. So we now make an arrangement, and that's okay. I will get back to you and let you know when I will be able to visit her. So like that, if I'm able to get that lead, you can convert it to this by selling it. And that is so that's how it goes.
Thank you. All right, Mary.
What I want to say is that when we arrange the client across and looking at the current it is very important to give value when we are talking to them. What I mean by giving value is that answering them a lot of questions. Why do you want to buy? Okay, I want to buy because I want to divorce, or I want to buy because I want to relocate. There are many reasons why they want to buy. So the reason why they want to buy will make it the further questions you ask them. Okay, I want to buy for an investment. You know the property that not every property can invest on. So whatever you are asking them will give you the right to be able to lead them around. Because when you are able to answer all their questions appropriately, even if you don't know, it's not a crime. But you just tell them, ma'am, sir, can I get back to you for this particular question you asked me? You need to ask them, are they first-time buyers? We all know that first-time buyers will qualify for the flips. So all those questions we are asking them is giving value to them. You must be able to know that how can I help this person to be able to agree to buy from me. So it is very, very important. You can take people for viewing. If you don't ask them the right question, you must be able to convince them with what you ask them. Because that question and answer you are providing for them, that will make them to agree with, no, this person knows what he or she is doing. I must buy from her.
Thank you. All right. Before I say something, let's go to the topic.
No, mine is a question, sir.
If it's a question, I think I'm going to answer it. Or the team, I know some people that have been working there, who can answer your question easily. And I know who to call when you answer questions. So
I just want to add on there, so that partner, you must, like what my keeps saying, you must talk the talk. What do I mean when I say talk the talk? Do research about all the properties that you are going to how much they are going for, how much they are selling for, everything you must know the talk, how much is the interest there. Things like, honestly speaking, we can't ignore it sometimes. We don't know these things. When we get there, the owner will ask you, but the owner is educated more than you, so you must know the talk.
thank you.
Well, let me add to what you have asked.
So this man is not talking anything.
I have a question.
You have a question?
I want to ask you next.
Question? You have a question? Okay, question. Keep the question for 1 minute. Yeah, then use the question.
Yeah, like me, you see, there is other livestock. They normally post some articles. I subscribe to it. So sometimes when they send it to my email, I normally like to digest it because I'm always updated with livestock articles. So you see, with that, you can gain more knowledge. And apart from that, if I have some difficulties, I ask to see you. Like wherever you are farming, the area you are covering. One thing, go to 24th, property 24 days. Check those property around the area you are farming. Be familiar yourself with the price of the property they are selling. He's the one that told me that. And when I'm on my own, I open my laptop, I read, I check, maybe Livestock send me any message, I read through. Then I subscribe to it. Most of the things I subscribe to something estate agents. So when they send me the email or send me the article, I go through it. So I use that to develop my knowledge and the confidence so that no matter the question they will send to me, I will be able to answer it. Even if I'm not going to the exact point, but at least I will let them know that I'm a professional and I know actually what I'm doing. So I use that to convince them. But when they get to a stage that I know I'm not clear or I'm not sure what I'm doing or what I have to reply again to them, I will call the CEO and tell him that, please, this is so that I will say, you have given the best reply. So it's fine. So that actually built my confidence. So when you are talking to a client, you should let them know that this work, I know about it. Even if they have just spent this 6 months, you let them know that you are doing the system for long. So, but when they ask you a question, you don't ask the question the way they are expecting it. They will believe that, no, I'm not in the right question. Imagine that lady, I call her, what else? July last year. When he now sent me WhatsApp, when I now checked the WhatsApp, I've spoken with her since July last year. Now she now told me she's made up her mind to sell.
Thank you. Look, his statement is just a testament of what I always said here, that if you have labor any lasting in this industry, a time will come when your labor will be generating 120 within a space of 2 days. You just be overwhelmed with what you are going to see. So that is how this job works. It's not an overnight reach, it's not a Ponzi scheme, but it's a process. And that process is what you can never and ever underestimate. What am I saying? I mentioned that lead, what is the difference, what is the process between lead conversion rate to sales? When you get a listing, you listed it on property telephone, right? And then what happens? There's an inquiry. How do you convert the leads from an inquiry to sales? That is what I want to answer. How do you convert lead inquiry? Somebody comes to our Facebook page. Hello, how are you? I'm interested in your property. Where is it located? What do? You get the phone number of the person who, as an agent, you just allow the person, hey, it's not available today. You abandon them. Immediately you abandon them, I tell you, you will make the opportunity. Because the fact that they didn't show up today does not mean they're not to show up tomorrow. Or does not mean they're not to show up on the next appointment. Because we are all women. Some people are common and they think not to show up on that. So now, how do you now convert? After you have shown up, you show them the property, please, I tell to everybody, when you are working in this industry, the way you look is the way you are going to be addressed. Don't dress anyhow. That's point number one. Look professional. Look, I don't just wear a shirt, I love shirts. And if you are going to wear a t-shirt as well, please put on a nice t-shirt. In the industry, the way you walk, the way you look, the way you dress, the car you drive matters a lot in this place. The kind of product you are going to sell matters a lot. Are you with me now? I've seen it, I've experienced it, and then that's why I'm looking towards to make sure that whatever we are doing, whatever we are driving must be much better. You know, we can look the way you are supposed to do. Are you with me now? So in our addressing, we want to dress very well. Now, getting to an appointment, you get there, you talk to the person, you ask questions. Honestly, you don't know my heart. You do know what brought me out to come and see your property. The only way you can know it for you to get a question from me, sir, you're coming out today, maybe a Saturday morning or any day in the evening. I see you're tired, you're coming from work, you're tired, but still you still make time. Why are you? What do you want to buy? You're locating. Even you can use questions to be able to so that they can come out. When they are comfortable with you, honestly, they will give you everything. Candidate of this job, when I go out, meet a lady, who will be driving big cars, they will show me their banking account. They will show me their payslip. They will show me everything to see that Michael, I'm qualified. Because my question will point out to the fact that, are you sure you're going to qualify for the property? But that's my assurance. So that you won't waste my time. Look, we just come up with an idea whereby we do pre-approval before we go out, which is a professional way to do this job. Honestly, a lot of time wasters are out there. They just want to come and see your face. Instead of if they see that it's a woman that is coming, they want to come and toast there. I know a guy who wanted to rent the property from us. He said he wants my admin. If you can date me, I'll rent your place. Yes, it's not. I'm not lying. I'm telling you honestly. See that now? I'm telling you honestly. So for us to avoid a time waster, we, as much as we can, do pre-approval. And we have the link to do that. When you send them the link, they do pre-approval. Like one now, who I was with last night, I asked her to do a pre-approval, and I see her credit score is green. So that is a first stage that she can qualify for the property. It's not a final step, because it can still be some case, some little things that they don't know how to qualify. It might be her age, the working, the years you still need to do in services. Your age also determine as well. If somebody of 45, 50s, 55 to go to 60, and you don't want him to go home and start bonding, which bank is going to approve for them? Because they will look at the age. So these are the factors, little factors. When you see somebody apply for bond, these are the things that we must also check. That this age is still working. How long does he have in service? Now, tomorrow, the good news is this. Our bond originator, that guy is a worldly experienced in the industry. So he's coming to give us more knowledge, and we are going to please prepare a question for him. It's good, honestly. What he has turned around for us from November till today, I'm quite impressed. Very, very impressed. Because I've worked with three agencies, bond originators. Him is going to be the fifth one. But between him and Adel, they have made this job. And the other guy that handed me over to Adel, they have made this job so easy. Early days, when you give a bond originator a deal, honestly, everybody will be disqualified. And then I see with these two people, it's not everybody that they give disqualified, decline. It's not everybody. It's just like the way they package those things. Because let me tell you something, there's a lot of documents presented to the bank to say that there's this over to you, approve this person. That's what it is. So now let me go back to the basics. Now you show them the property, you ask them the reason why they are moving to that new area, why they are buying. They come out to you and you have given them the document, they sign the offer. Immediately they sign the offer, they qualified, you are already successful in that deal. Are you with me now? You have done from converting from what? Lead to what? To sales. You capture the moment. In a mail inquiry, you make an appointment with. They view the property, they satisfied. You have done your approval here, they submitted their necessary documents. When they submitted their necessary documents, they signed the offer, you see that they qualified, the bond is being approved. That is when the deal is what? Successful. See that process? That is one of the most challenging parts. Like this one. That is the most challenging part. If a client show up with you and say, I'm going to get back to you, and you just leave them there, when they say they are going to get back to you, honestly, they are not getting back to you, they are going to the next week. And bear it in mind, anytime you need to represent us for viewing, please, especially for sales, require that ask from the officer, do we have any other property in this area that go with this price? You show them 3 good property. That is the best way to do it. You know why? Everybody has their own choice. What I love is not what you love. What I like is what I like. I was with on the video on Sunday afternoon, in the evening, around 5 o'clock. This guy and the wife, the way they showed me they are going to, the commitment, they showed me on the spot. Look, if somebody told me the following day that I'm not going to buy the property, I would say it's a lie. But the following day, they asked me for a question, a document that, Michael, please can you tell your attorney how much they are going to charge us on this? And this is beautiful. And even they themselves, they show it to me that I just pretend as if I didn't see what they are doing. The husband and wife, they show it on the spot that we love the house. But since I'm a professional, I pretend as if I didn't see what they are doing. But the following day, I gave them the quotation from the attorney, and I said, Michael, we are very sorry. We wish to buy, but we got something else. Do that now. So you can find that. Anybody can say that to you. Because what happens? They get a preference, they get better one than the one I showed them. So now imagine that if we have a lot of property in Montana on that Sunday, and I manage to show 1 to 3, won't they pick one choice from that 3? So varieties. Is the spices what? Say it out. Varieties what? So work. When you are now, thank God I said last year, we are going to be assigning, we are giving 2 people now, orchard, kidney, whatever you can do with it till the end of this year, you must just fly away for us. So you know that that is your farming area. Mr. Shambube is here, and the SS block. So that is your farming area. I've chosen to farm in, what is it called? Equestria and East. That's my farming area. I'm going to assign everybody to their own family so that you understand when they say, where, look, there's any places in Victoria here. If you tell me the street, I'll tell you how to drive. In this Victoria. There's a place that if I say, you are going to this place, just drive like this. Drive this corner. Drive this corner. That's where I have to think about it. So now if I'm going to ask you, owners of orchard said, I have a property on this, sir, I know this is very well. I've sold a property here and I know how much it was. You'll be able to answer the question, am I lying? If you ask me now how much are they selling property in Wonder Park Estate, I can boldly tell you how much they are selling property in Wonder Park. If you have to be in Central, how much does a bachelor work? How many to sell? Why? Because of how far and knowledgeable I am on what I'm doing. I will make this one. So that is why I want everybody to understand this job very well. It pays. It's good. The world is lonesome. You get what I'm saying? But the process, the challenges, the ups and downs that come with our life sometimes is also in it. Now, which one do you want to? Which one do you choose? Is it the process or which one do you want to run away from? Is it the process you want to run away from? That shows that when I'm passing the stream, here is my victory land, here in front of me is my reward, and here is the way to get to my reward land. There's a lot of stumbling block on you. But you crash this stumbling block and go for it. I will do this now. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Let's go to the next one. Any question?
So, sir, is it advisable for us in the case of this that we can tell the owner that let's list it at your price, and then if you don't get any incomes in 10 days or so, we're going to list it at my price. So, you have a property and the owner is only willing to give less than our standard commission, like let's say 5%. You can tell the owner that I will list it, but if we get an offer with less, let's say someone will sell for 650, and then we get an offer for 620, I'm still taking my 5% out of that 620, and then you take the rest.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You want to answer the question?
I'll answer the first one. When this and then tell the owner that if he doesn't know where to use my price, that is when we come to what we call price cancelling. That's what she was explaining. You see that the owner and say, oh, now this is a good situation. And you must come with facts. You must do your research on it. Like she said, you have to show everything, but the entire owner is not saying that's what it is to see how it works.
No, I understand that. I'm thinking about the commission part now. I'm asking about the commission part. If we get an offer of 620 and my commission was 30,000, when the offer is 620, I'm taking my 30,000 and you're going to take the difference.
Yeah, I want to answer.
Want to answer the question?
But it doesn't boil down to negotiation.
No, I'm asking if are we going to negotiate my commission?
I think
Can I answer the question? Can I answer the question? Can I answer the question? And you're going to listen to me? Let me tell you something. Look, I've said it here. The commission is not regulated anywhere in the country. Quote me anyway. The commission is not what? Non-regulated anywhere in the country. I've gained 14%, I've collected 14%. And my commission sometimes does not even fall in line with 10%. It might be 15%. But me, I do markup. I love markup more than anything. Yes, I love markup. You know why I love markup? When I tell you I'm going to take 300,000, I put it around 20,000. How can I achieve that? I'll make sure to sign the paper for me. But immediately you put your pen on the paper for me, you can't drag it. You can't change it. When I get the money, we both going to smile. Thank you for giving me 300,000. Thank you for giving 120,000 on my commission. Are you with me now? Now we go to a question. What is trying to say? I quite understand that. Look, if a owner said we are going to sell his property for 650 and you got an offer for 620, you don't negotiate the commission. Are you with me now? Look, the price they are giving us, determined by you, determined by them, does not indicate that we are going to sell the property with the same amount. The people that facilitated in this industry, they will tell you that even your property worth 650, they will tell you they want to come and pay 50. How many people know that cash and bond offer are different? Cash buyer, they negotiate down like crazy. I'm a cash buyer and I have my money with me now, and you don't need to stress yourself going through bond documentation. You just sign, everybody can go to where? To actually. With the bond, it takes time. Going to do some documents here, you have to pay for insurance, blah, blah, blah. All those things, those factors come into so now, you don't negotiate your price. Especially here. Let me tell you what the big agency does. When they charge you, when they charge 6%, they charge 15% of the VAT. Are you with me now? You know that there's a lot of big agency. They have VAT register. So they will charge 5% here. They will charge 15% here. Somebody took your calculator. Let's do the mathematics now. Let's do the mathematics so that you can understand what I'm saying. So that you can have an idea of how these people work. Property worth, let's do a small figure. Property worth 350,000. Calculate 5% of 350,000. How much is that? 7,500. Calculate and after 7,500 minus that one out. How much left? Or let's do like this. 3 what?
2,000.
On 350,000, if you calculate 15% VAT. How much is that? 15% back on 350. 2,500. How both of them together and minus it from the original price. Yeah?
280,000.
You get the same. You get the same. You get the same. You see now. So they do 5% plus what? And you can't tell them when they register VAT register, they will tell you that I'm VAT registered and I'm going to pay VAT. Even though some of them they don't pay VAT, they will tell you I'm VAT registered and you can't do anything. You see why we are different? So we just said with our commission, we said including what? Including VAT. Then we said, okay, give us 8.5. 8.5, then you see negotiate. Then you need 7.5, right? So that's it. Has any big agency what we do. That's what they do. That's what they do.
So this is the charge you.
You tell you nothing what? Yeah. Basically, but did they tell you that they're telling you 20%? They say 5% commission. And the people pay. What did I say? What did I say? Yeah, not talking. See, people pay. You know what? Let me show you. It's only we, some of us that have a knowledge about this industry, that help owner to increase the rate. If I show you what all these big agencies are paying people on those investment properties, you'll be shocked that they cooking. Let me tell you something. The owners will give all these big agencies their property to say, okay, 2-bedroom apartment, rent that for me for 5,000. They take their commission of 10% out of it. They help them pay certain amount of money. They give them little amount that will not even pay their bond of it. They take money from their pocket. I see, they show me. Are you with me now? So all these things boil down to understanding, knowledge on how do you gain from your investment when you invest on properties. How do you gain from your investment so that this thing must not be now taking money from your pocket every month to pay, you not be patching up, you not using your investment. That's why a lot of people sell. That's why they lose the property to the bank because they don't know how to do it. And thousands of people don't know how to do it. We are going there. And I'm going to run that round whereby I will be on a campaign to say in this country to say that I will educate on how to do proper investment. Because people just buy.
I think there's a lot of people, for example.
And your insurance has not matured. Bank will get money back. Hey, don't play with their money. They take their property back.
So if I die and then
You die. But I don't want you to die.
if he died and then I have insurance, the person has insurance and then it's paid off, what's going to happen to that house? Someone from the family or the next of kin is the one that's going to take over.
Good, excellent. Two things. It might be you and your partner. One will be the one, and then what happens is this. One person, they will approach a lawyer. If the person does not have a next of kin, they approach a lawyer to help them apply for what they call late estate document from the box. I don't know if any of you have done that kind of transaction.
The justice as the means of justice.
You apply for what they call, they do a document, late estate certificate, whereby what do? They want to see who and who does most benefit from your assets. Can you hear what I'm saying now? So when they sold the property, who and who does most benefit from the asset? Somebody must benefit from it. And it must be what? Immediate brother, you see a mother, all those ones, the family comes together and they write a letter and they present it to the lawyer, then to the judge to make sure that these are our wish and this is what we have. And if the person has a will or he has a lawyer that done a will, that one will take the cost and make it. Does it make sense? You see it's deep, man. It's getting deeper. And you are getting deeper. That's how it is. Any question?
Okay, I think that one is very also, okay, there's a lot that goes into
That one.
yeah, there's a lot that goes into that one.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, but it's a different, we're not working.
I've worked with us.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
we have done a property here whereby it took me close 1.5 years before it registered on the university.
And the executor can say they're selling the stuff, but they're not given authority to sell. It's just a matter of they should oversee what happens to the estate. But now they stand up, they use the money for the estate, and then, yeah.
So, but court must be the one that will be the final. But like your property insurance company now that we sold, it's a great estate. So the lady champion the whole thing did not include all the beneficiary on it and all those. Those things delays here. It delays a lot. It delays a lot. If you have money, please do when those monies coming, do a will. So that you can be very and take your money and enjoy it when you do the stage. Example, yeah, you can even do it yourself. That's an asset. Anyway, yeah, let's go. Come on. Good. It's back to life now. I'm happy.
Mary mentioned, you said if you are a first-time buyer, you will find for, you said, I want to understand that.
The flips.
Yes, I think we should
You
get
talk
the, we
more
should get
about
them.
them.
We are interested.
What are you interested about?
Flips are not old houses, but
Can you please explain it to me?
We can't hear you. You can't hear you. The camera cannot hear
Can
you.
you please explain the way flips and how does it work? How do you qualify?
Okay. Let me. How do you qualify? I will tell you.
And the more you get.
All right. Department of Human Settlements is there by Justice Mohammed. They are the one dealing with what they call flutes. Flutes is what is government subsidy. Asking me often how we employ this year, and I also encourage you to make sure that this year let Google be your friend. Are you with me now? Let Google be your friend, let AI be your friend. I often see that I think we go practical more often when we are doing certain things now. That we see, I will not show you how to do certain things and it really help a lot. AI is really good. Google is really good. What do they mean by food? It's written here, financial link individual subsidy program, which is run by human settlements. What do I call it? Financial linked individual subsidy program. Financial linked individual subsidy program. It's being run by government because whatever money they are spending there, who put the money there? The government. Eh?
tax.
Who tax? Yeah, tax money, good. Tax money belongs to the government. Yeah, who pays it? Eh? How many times have we paid taxes on the
Amount we buy shops pay, we are paying.
Continue, I hear you. You know what you are telling me. How many have they deducted any tax from your man's salary? Are you talking about? Is it the job you are talking about? So when I pay you a lump sum, you will see the sacks coming after you, then you know what they are saying. Yeah, so what am I saying? With the what? Financial link individual subsidy program. How does it work? They categorize it. I have a template actually. They categorize it that the lower you earn, the higher you earn. Now, what makes you qualify for subsidy? Number one, I have mentioned the name, you wrote it down. What makes you qualify for subsidy? One, your credit must be in order. Are you with me now? What did I say? Your credit must be in order. You can't be collecting from Fushini and you don't pay them back and they blacklisted you and you think you are credit worthy. They won't give you anything. The bank will not give you anything. Are you with me now? So your credit must be what? Must be in order. When your credit is in order, that is it. That you must firstly qualify for a credit. Certain amount of money. So what Flip does is they cushion, they support, they hack to what you are being qualified for. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. The benchmark we have on property for first-time buyers, let's not forget, the only people that qualify for subsidy is first-time buyers only. You cannot be a buyer from you have bought your houses there somewhere there, or your name is appearing on one property, and they search, they find your name there, you can never qualify for it. Your inheritance, your parents. Because you are rich already. So the truth is this, you must be a first-time buyer because this system, look, what I love about this country is there's a system. You can't beat the system. You get what I'm saying now? So if they search on the system and they found you somewhere, they won't give you. Like so like this, like all these people that are looking at me. That is my answer is shocking. If your name is appearing on your inheritance from your parents and they see you already rich, honestly they won't give you. What happened? Let me give you an example. There was a lady who was supposed to buy a property from me in Ola Street. She's an Indian. She's Arabic Indian. Now, because when you are submitting the application, you want to see on the application that who are you taking care of? You have a son or you have a parent you are looking after with your salary. So they want to see where some of your money are going to every month. I don't know, there's a word I wanted to use, but it's not coming to me. So who are you supporting every month of your salary? So this lady puts our parent there to declare the application. They said the parents have benefited from the system so years back. I don't know. But the parent, that mother have benefited from certain figure, huge amount in the past. So therefore, they declare the application. We have to change it to put a relative that bears the same name for the application to go through. And I don't do it. So bear in mind that I don't know how to do it. I don't see how to do it. Now, that is all that. So you must firstly be approved for the amount from the bank. Perhaps let's say you will buy property for 250 and qualify for 150 and the salary is between 4.5, 3.5, 2.5, they give you lump sum. Are you with me now? You can smile if you want to smile. They give you lump sum. They give you lump sum. But the benchmark for them is when you are beginning to earn from 17, the higher you earn, the lower they give you. Are you with me now? If you are saying you are earning 17,000, you will give 40,000. If you are earning 2.5, 4.5, you give one. I've seen someone that give 100,000. I've seen it. Honestly, that was the one who opened my eyes. That was in 2022. That was in 2022. Yes, it was 2022. The property that I did, though it took time. But with the person we are working with now, they are doing it. This one, they have insider. See, when you work with the whites, you look your labels and everything. You didn't mention something to all of money. And when you build a good relation with people, what you cannot achieve, what you can achieve in life in the next 2 years, you can achieve in the next 6 months. And you get what I'm saying? So that's what I see with Abel. He makes all those long journeys smaller for me and makes people to be qualified. That's what I tell you. Do that now. So when you can turn things around, you need to know the dimension, the answer your question. So that is just the process. The higher the salary, the lower the money when you earn a lot, and then when you get to certain amount, the more approved for you. Because they can, you see, before I always see everybody is equal in South Africa. But it's a lie. Everybody is not equal in South Africa. Am I lying? Talk, are you not listening? Everybody is not equal. Any days I always think, whenever a poor can buy, also the rich can buy, there's a lie. A pure lie. So there's a poor, there's a middle class, and there's a rich people. So, and I see the way everybody relates with each other. And it happens anywhere. Even in America, it's happening like that. We oppress ourselves like crazy all over. It happens anywhere in the world. That's what is happening. So what am I trying to say in essence is this, that the way things happen with gifts, it makes when you earn higher, they won't give you, they will decline outrightly that. You belong to what? Some certain category of people. Are you know what I'm saying? You belong to certain category of people, so you are not qualified for that. But when you earn lower and then you are full, the lady who bought Tenancy, how much you earn and how much you do? so many of them that bought, actually that was October, from September to December. We help a lot, and they got informed. Generally, some of them they spend it on their own because it's the attorney that will pay the money to. Not even, I thought they always pay the money to the bond account. They lie. They give the attorney get the money and they pay it to the attorney. So it's not left to you to pay the money to the bond account for you to reduce your why you are not is the money of the money so it's not, I understand that the attorney pay you back the money. You now do whatever you want with the money, or you pay bank into your God. Are you with me now? So, but they help you pay whatever is necessary. Blah, 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 blah. It's a good one, eh?
So the words usually actually or the one originating from the agent.
With the agent.
Or if you want to communicate with the agent to help you.
So, sir, the only people who are qualifying is people who are with you.
You are qualified people. But you must have the salary. And you must have something. Remember, I said you must get an approval from the bank. And then there's a way they work it out. That when we need to work it out, we want to see how much the bank is going to give from this side, how much you can get from this side. Then you put it together.
So what you see is that, let's say A earns 5,000, and then we take that A's details and then we first do right? So the developer approves you for maybe, let's say you apply to run a house for, I don't know, 20, and they approve you for 5,000.
Fees. Bond.
Yeah, the bond.
Yeah, you see how much you qualify for bond. You see how much, you see, all those things have been done before we sign. So you see how much you qualify for bond. Now they now help you to check it on the other side of this. Hey, the secret goes to those.
You know, sometimes they do ask you, do you have property and then if you want to sell mine, do you have your own? No.
So what did you tell them? You didn't tell them that property are those. Oh my God. Any other question? Let's ask now. Let's ask question now. Yeah, thank you.
Why we don't pay transfer cost on new developed properties?
Good. The reason why you see that transfer cost inclusive, bond cost inclusive, can I shock you? The developers, they have put everything in place. Look, these people go to the bank to go and borrow money to develop properties. Are you with me now? They are not using their cash. But the profit margin, look, these developers, they are making money. Because I look at this, I look at how much it costs them to build a house here. It's very cheap. But how many people can be going to the stress of getting an approval? You know, there are some set of people that government assigned to come and supervise that you are going in line with the government regulations on those specifications. So to meet up with those things takes time. Now they factor all the bond costs. They have their own attorney in place. You don't buy and say I want to take my own attorney. So they have their people they are working with that will take care of all those things that look. If you are going to go to some attorneys, their prices are different. There's a guy who bought, what is this property you sold in Mockingbird last year? What was the name? Yeah, this guy. The one in that side of Mockingbird, close to train station. Close to train station that we sold. I registered in November, somewhere there. For you, Joe. Monaco. Yes, Monaco. What happened there? This guy, our attorney gave him 22,000, 23,000. This guy as cunning, as wise as he is, he went to go and get 15,000 rand from another attorney. I guess he must have been using them for a very long time. So they gave him a quote for 15,000. He came to me and said, Michael, I'm coming down. I'm not going to buy this property if the attorney is not going to give me 15,000. And this is the period whereby we need a sales. Remember, we need sales that time. So are we not going to allow him to back down because of differences that is there? Eh? Will you allow that as a business person? You have to step in to say, you won't allow him to go. Don't worry, we'll pay the difference. That's what we did to deduct from our own commission. Because we want to lose the sales. Even though you're going to get 10,000 from there. Once you share the 10,000 and then have something in the pocket, then just allow the guy to do what? So that is how it works. So these developers, they have their person that they don't need to take deep out there, whereby they are going to the attorney will charge excessive amount. So they have all the people. So they have calculated the money, everything, and they'll be able to sell. Since they are the one that build the place and they have their own person. Let me tell you something. It's not only one person, it's a group of people coming together, develop the place, have their attorneys. One of them will be an attorney. What are they doing? They just collect your documents. You get an approval from the bank. They have a bond of the as well. Who does all those things? Go to the bank, do everything quickly, take it to the attorney, continue with your job. Let's go and get another client. Are you with me now? So that is why. And some owner does that. Let's say, for example, I want to sell quickly, and I see that amount I'm selling, I want to sell for 300,000, and other people are selling for 320. I can say, don't worry, the transfer cost is decreasing. I can say that if I want to sell and I want to sell quickly, I can say that, okay, just go and pay for bond transfer only, the transfer attorney fee, I will include it on the selling price. Include that a lot. Everything now. Include that a lot. That is it.
So meaning if they see this house is 800,000, the transfer cost is already included in that 800,000. That's what they do.
That's what they do. Even the bond cost is also included. They put it on the advertisement that bond and transfer cost included. Are you with me now? That's what they do. Any other question? Any question? Any question? Okay. Okay, guys. Tomorrow morning we are starting by what time? 10 o'clock.
11.
It's 11. 11 to what time?
11 to 1.
Oh, really? Okay. Alright. Please just prepare a lot of questions for the guy. Let's see how he can take us through. And I'm sure he has an experience of 15 years. He has made our job so easy. And I'm determined that these two people, we're going to keep them for this year. And let's see how far we can go. Are you with me now? So, let's prepare. Thank you very much.